Welcome to day 4 of our mostly carnivore transformation. Today I woke up at about 6:45. I did go to bed a little bit later than usual, about probably 20 to 11 last night. I wasn't feeling that tired, which was interesting because usually by about 10 o'clock I start yawning. So I was pretty impressed by that. I woke naturally and I did have good energy this morning. I more or less popped out of bed. My mood's pretty good. I'd say it's 7 out of 10. My energy's 7 out of 10. My motivation is 8 out of 10. I just wanted to get started with the day. And I slept so much better last night. I think by excluding salicylates completely, I had a much, much better sleep. I only probably got up once just to go to the toilet. But apart from that, I was great. So I hopped out of bed, got dressed, and went for a walk. Enjoyed that. I did some grounding exercises, and you might be able to hear that there's something bubbling away in the background. I've popped some eggs onto boil, and I've done a few little jobs around the house. And yeah, I'm getting on with my day. I'm pretty happy today. The other thing that I noticed when I was out walking was that my ankle, which has been stiff and sore, is a little better. Like it wasn't as stiff this morning when I got up, so I'm pretty happy with that. And I feel when I was walking, I actually feel like I have an empty belly. It's a really strange sensation. I only usually get that when I'm fasting, but I actually feel like I have an empty belly, even though I ate a fair bit yesterday, or I felt like I ate a fair bit yesterday. I'm not hungry. It's just a sensation of emptiness. And it's not a bad sensation either. It's like maybe it's even feeling lighter. I'm not sure how to describe it, but I feel like I've got an empty belly. The other thing I noticed was that I go out and I do some filming in the mornings for one of my other series of videos. And I was filming over my head and I couldn't stop my arms from shaking. So I guess it's still early days and my energy is still adjusting itself, but I couldn't stop the camera from shaking. So, yeah, there might be a few shaky videos coming out in the next few days. Anyway, so far I'm feeling pretty good. I might give an update when I talk about food later on in the day. So Adam's not feeling so great today. He went to bed at about 12:30 last night and then he woke up at 7:10, needing to go to the toilet. He's still got a fair bit of diarrhea. But given that his liver's not great anyway, maybe it was just too much fat for him yesterday. But we'll just monitor that and see how he goes. He said his energy is 5 out of 10 and his mood is 5 out of 10. He's actually got a fair bit of stress with something else in his life at the moment, and I think that's where that's coming in. His motivation's 3 out of 10. He kind of woke up and just didn't want to do anything. When I went out for a walk, he said yes, he'd come, and then he didn't want to go. His sleep quality, he said, was 8.5 out of 10, so he slept pretty well. And his blood sugar was 6.9 this morning. And I think perhaps that the pork scratchings are having an impact on his blood sugars, but we'll keep an eye on that. And so that's preprandial, so before he's had anything to eat, that blood sugar. So I think what I need to remember here with Adam is that he wasn't doing a ketogenic diet before we started this, whereas I was. Well, I'd come off a water fast, so I probably was in ketosis anyway, whereas he's still going through that ketosis transformation at the moment. He hasn't got any headaches or joint aches. He doesn't feel sick or anything like that. It's just mainly his energy and his mood at the moment that's being affected. So we'll just see how he goes. Hopefully by the end of the week he's feeling much better, but we'll monitor it. So I was getting a little hungry by about 10:30. So I had a hard-boiled egg with some salt on it. I did a little happy dance as I ate it, and Adam said, "Excellent." He wasn't hungry, so he's going to wait until a little bit later and he's going to have steaks. I am going out for lunch. With a friend. It's my first public carnivore appearance, if you like, in a restaurant. So I will see how I go, trying to find something that I can eat. And I will get back to you later. So as I mentioned earlier, I went out for lunch and I ordered this, which was beef eye fillet wrapped with bacon, and had some broccolini and a rosti with some rosemary jus. I asked them to put the jus separately. When I ordered it, I was with a friend and I offered her my vegetables and she said yes. But her meal was such a large serving that she didn't end up eating the vegetables. So I could have asked for it without, but I didn't intend to eat them anyway. So I had the meat. I felt pretty satisfied when I was there. When I was driving home, maybe a couple of hours later, I felt hungry, and I think it was because there just wasn't enough fat on it. So I think next time when I'm in this situation, I'll ask them to give me some butter so that I can put butter on the meat, and that way it might have some more fat content and I won't be as hungry later on. Otherwise, I really enjoyed it. So while I was gone, Adam went on a long walk. He did 5.22 kilometres and 9,000 steps. And he cooked himself some lunch. So he just had 2 pieces of steak that he salted and fried in butter. And he said he really enjoyed those. After I got back from lunch, I prepared dinner. So this is my slow cooker here. And I've put chicken pieces, they've got the skin on, in with some cream cheese, butter, and a little bit of cream. And I've put that on initially for 4 hours on high, but I'll see how long it takes. It may need less time. I will keep an eye on it though, and I'll let you know how this turns out. So after putting the chicken on, I felt hungry. So I had a boiled egg. And again, once again, these are not my photos. And then at 4 o'clock, an hour later, I had another boiled egg, so I was still hungry. So that meat for lunch just really wasn't as satisfying as I hoped it would be. The chicken was ready in the slow cooker after about 3 hours. When I pulled it out, it looked really anemic and very unappetizing. So I popped the chicken pieces into the air fryer for, it was actually 9 minutes, and they browned up really nicely. But I did have a problem with it, and my main problem was that I left the skin on, and I haven't eaten chicken skin in a really, really long time. I'm used to eating lean chicken, and it was kind of off-putting. I probably need to find another way to cook the chicken so that the skin is appetizing to me, maybe where it's really, really cooked, because it was when it was kind of slimy and floppy, I really didn't like it. And I pulled some of it off. The bits that were crisped up in the air fryer were okay, but I couldn't eat all of the skin. I think what helped was having the sauce, because the sauce that was left in the slow cooker, I poured over the chicken. You can't really see it in the photo here. And that contained fat. So I'm not sure which way I'm going to go with chicken. Maybe I will keep eating lean chicken but add a lot of fat to it in other ways. Because I just didn't like the chicken skin. Maybe it's a matter of time that I need to get around this. So Adam was out for dinner. I'm yet to see what he had. It's almost 10 o'clock and he's not home yet. So I may need to update this one a little bit later. So this is Kaz talking to you from day 5 on day 4, because Adam didn't get home, I think, until 1 a.m, he tells me. He went out with friends and he had a burger, and he's an adult and that's his choice. I did talk to him perhaps that he could have chosen a burger patty with some cheese. So he knows that he has the option next time, and we will just see how he goes. So thanks for joining us today. We hope you're enjoying this series, and we will see you tomorrow.